Give it a 1, 2, 3. You step.
Go.
How you doing? Don't make me come over there. I'll throw one right on your lips. And she'll gonna like it. Remember that guy, Luke Papin? He used to say that shit like that. He said, he had him restaurants, and he'd say, and she'll gonna like it. He was beautiful. Hey, welcome to the Norman Nardini Big Show. How you like me now? The shoe. Remember when Eddie used to say, the shoe? When I say Eddie, I speak of Eddie, like my grandfather Ernie used to call him Solomon. Ed Sullivan, he called him Solomon. And then he would wait for Topo Gigio, the Italian mouse. He thought that was brilliant. But maybe you did too. Hey, I happen to be the guinea with the skinny, the Guido in the Speedo. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm bikini waxed and COVID vaxxed. And I'm coming to get your tight ass, and I'll give you a smack right on the shit can like this here. Bang! What are the 3 words that a lady wants to hear right before she makes love? What are those 3 precious words? I'll tell you what those 3 words are. Get over here! Bang! And then it starts. A little kissy, little holding things, a little rubbing. And then it all comes a tumbling down. Man, we're glad to have you here with us today. We have our wonderful special guest. A first-timer. He's a first-timer who I've been knowing. I've been knowing this gentleman since the 1970s. We met on the streets of Shadyside when Shadyside was Shadyside. When Shadyside was a place for the poor people, the hip people. Now, it's for more of your people what got something going for themselves. But when we were kids, Shadyside was where the young people would gather with other young people that wanted to get the most out of life. That wanted to take life and bite it right on the ass. But our special guest today, who I've been knowing since the early 70s, Mr. Larry Seifert. And if Larry Germack was here, Larry Germack could say, Larry, when he would say the word Seifert, he would make a whistle. It would say, Larry, Seifert. I can't do it like he does. Can you do that, Tom? Can you whistle during a word?
Nope.
I don't think he can. And he looks like he's thinking about stuff. But Seifert, I can't whistle. But I really wish I could. Hey, Larry's here, and we're going to do some really cool stuff today. Really cool stuff. I think you're going to like it. I'll stand here for a moment and look at the Norman Nardini show sign. And I'd like to thank Alexis Salinas for putting the sign together and making it happen. I had never met Alexis, but I met her through her handsome buck, Dominic. And they came to town just recently. Rocky Lamonti mentioned to me that we should get together because he thought she could really offer us something to make it happen. And when we talked about putting a sign on vinyl. We talked about other ways of presenting this. But then she looked at our raw wall and rubbed her sensitive hands across it. And the roughness of it, we both agreed that it would make the sign have a little bit of personality rather than a perfect vinyl sign. We wanted something fit for a clown. And so it came to pass. So, Alexis, thank you very much. And thank you, Dom, for helping out with the whole goddamn thing. Because it really was a good team. And we're excited to have the sign fit for a clown. Hey, this is the Norman Nardini show. I think it's number 9. Tom?
Number 9.
Can you believe it? We did 20 alones, and now we're on our 9th Norman Nardini show. This is unprecedented in the history of rock and roll. You know, in my opinion, rock and roll goes back to the 1940s when Louis Prima and his little band stepped onto the stage and just started bringing some heat. The kind of heat that no other people had seen. There was big bands, 16, 17-piece bands. But you know what happened? Louis Prima says, you know what? I don't need all them cats. I'm going to get a couple of little horn section, little rhythm section. Get his gorgeous, I love the word gorgeous, his gorgeous old lady Keeley. And we're going to bring some high-level entertainment. And you know what they did? They hot-footed. And they put the beat on. And they turned up the V. And bang! Rock and roll was what? Birthed. They pushed it right out onto America. And it filtered down. And as people watched it and felt the power of it, they found their own way to become rock and roll. And in the 1950s, like Muddy Waters said, the blues had a baby. And they named it rock and roll. Can I get a hallelujah? I hear you. Out there in the land of the intranet. Tom, I know all about the intranet. I'm very well versed in things about intranet and pushing buttons and making shit happen. I know all about that shit. And you know what someone would say that knew me? They'd say, lies, hearsay, and innuendo. You're making that up, Norman. But, ma'am, thanks for tuning in with us. We got a great show for you tonight. All kind of shit gonna happen. I would be a jerk-off if I didn't promote our May 30th show at the Sirius Shrine in Cheswick, Harmerville. It's going to be a really big shoe. We're having our first show back in a year and 2-3 months. And I am so goddamn excited to just get back up and look out upon the people. Blow kisses. And act out the act of an ass smack. Like this here. When you wind up for an ass smack, you get a little bit more out of life. And getting more out of life is what this shit's all about. That's what the Norman Nardini shoe is all about. I got to start saying shoe a lot because of Eddie and Topo Gigio, the Italian mousy. Hey, so on the 30th, we're going to be at the Shrine. We're going to play a long time. My friend Shades, been living in Oakmont for quite a while now. And he's become sort of a celebrity. And I don't know if he's a political figure there, but he is definitely a figure that everyone knows. He's opening the show. He's going to bring out some great folks. And he's going to be hitting some cool stuff. I just saw a video of him. And he got his shit going on. You know what he is? He's what we like to call a real rock and roll person. When he walks into the room rocks a little bit. You can tell. He comes in all chesty. He has what I don't have. Man meat. And when I look at him, Tom, I look at him and I go, man, I wish I was built a little bit like that, where it was a little bit more substantial. And I wasn't just like some little monkey. I look at Shades and I think, Tom's over here, he's like doing bodybuilder poses. Early. I call him Chesty Morgan. He is put together. Truly is. How you like that? So May 30th. Think about coming and joining us. I think the doors are at 3. I think Shades goes on at 4. And when the Shades is done, we're bringing it and we're going to play for a couple hours. And it's going to happen. And it's going to happen in a huge fashion. Can I say, hallelujah?
How about a shout out for Jane Ratcliffe on her birthday?
Oh, for Jane? Jane, happy birthday to you. Jane is a friend of ours. I met her in Jersey. And very, very cool person. And we would all hang together at the amazing Cheers Bar in Long Branch. We would all get together and I'm thinking of Frankie. I'm thinking of James Dog Dealey. I'm thinking about Buddy Clyde Cooper. I'm thinking about Charlie Chaluch Franchese. All hanging out. Johnny Lee. All getting together and having a couple of... and a couple of chaloons in the dark of the night and enjoying one another's company. So Jane, shout out to you. I think she's living in Florida now, FLA, down south. But maybe one day I'll get to see her in Jersey again. Super fine lady. I was talking to Twom a little earlier. We were talking about having a few guests work with us. We have Larry today, his first shot. And I believe that Larry's going to be with us for the next couple weeks. And it's going to give us a chance to grow this. To grow, how do you call it? Minimal is a great word. I've told you before, I'm a minimalist. And playing this way with one microphone in the room. I mean, we have this microphone here, but it's barely turned on. It's just really a figure of, I don't know what it is. I just use it when I play slide a little bit. Whatever. But the minimal way of just having one microphone in the room, no vocal support, really makes it fun and really gives you a chance to show what you're holding in your shorts. Because if you can play like this, and you can make music in this stark, minimal way, you can reach out and touch people. And it's a phenomenal thing. I think we're going to have some big fun. But we've been talking about bringing in a couple guests to sit in the room and hang with us. If anybody thinks it would be a good idea if it has a little bit of Larry, I would think the word is studio audience. Have you heard that term before?
Yeah.
If we could have a little bit of a studio audience, it would be fantastic. And if you guys out there like the idea of having a studio audience, let us know. Because it's something that's coming up. And we might be heading in that direction. Really might. I think y'all would really be excited to get a piece of that, right? Grab a piece! I know you'd like it. Let me get a song going. And we will make it all happen. Hey, it ain't a party till you get here. It's a song I wrote specifically for our show, for our shoe of shoes. It's a little thing called It Ain't a Party Till You Get Here. Then we're going to bring Larry up to start throwing and showing and make it all happen. How you doing? Joints jumping, pimps and hoes, but there's something missing till you show. It ain't a party till you get here. When you arrive, everybody get turned up. Yeah, the joint come alive. You make my blue disappear. It ain't a party till you get here. Lights are low, bands playing, dressed to kill, people swing. But it ain't a party till you get here. When you arrive, everybody get turned up. The joint come alive. You make my blue disappear. It ain't a party till you get here. It ain't a party till you get here. How you doing? Spilling out into the parking lot. Inside the joint, it's too damn hot. It ain't a party till you get here. When you arrive, everybody gets churned up. The joint come alive. You make my blue disappear. It ain't a party till you get here. I hope I made myself perfectly clear. It ain't a party till you get here. It ain't a party, well, over here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up my good friend, Mr. Larry Seifert. He's a beautiful buck. You can see him at the keyboards, and he's doing the thing. Mr. Seifert,
I'm here.
how you feeling today?
I'm good.
I love it. 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 I'm going to strap on a guitar, and we're going to do a number I wrote back in 1978. I don't know what you guys were doing in 1978, but I know what I was doing. I was dragging my ass across stage after stage, and it was quite an affair that I was enjoying as a young 20-something buck. Little thing called Ready Freddy. How you feel?
I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, little thing called Ready Freddy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready? Ready, Freddy, to go uptown and rock and roll? Are you ready? Ready, Freddy? Tell me, what are you waiting for? She got you looked down right and it's out of sight, out of control. Are you ready? Ready, Freddy, to go uptown and see your baby. She a steady, steady Freddy. Brother, I don't mean baby. Your girl's looking alright and it's out of sight, out of control. And then you get into a backseat, lip service, moving on down the road. When you pull into a side street, give her a header. Gotta get it up, you gotta go, man, go, go! Are you ready? Ready, Freddy, to go uptown and rock and roll? Are you ready? Ready, Freddy, tell me, what are you waiting for? You got your look down right and it's out of sight, out of control. Your girl's looking alright and she's out of sight, out of control, 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 out of control. I'm gonna lift it up. Set, go, man, go. Ready, set, go, man, go. Ready, set, go, man, go. Ready, set, go, man, go. Go well. How you doing? Ready, set, go, man, go! Make you feel good all over. Larry's here.
I'm here.
Love having him with us. We're gonna do all kind of cool stuff today. Some different songs that we haven't done. I think you're gonna like it. I'ma think you're gonna like it. We're gonna do a number that I wrote a few years back. I think we did this on the show. I did it on the show myself a few times, and I think we did it with Harry. It's a thing called playing in a rock and roll band. And I'd like to send it out to anyone who might be tuning in that ever played in a rock and roll band. Anyone here tonight that has a mother or father, son or daughter that ever played in a rock and roll band. But more importantly, anyone watching tonight that might have ever slept with somebody in a rock and roll band. I love that one. Little thing called playing in a rock and roll band, baby. And I hope you enjoy what we're bringing to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were times when I thought I'd never make enough, and the times, well, they taught me to play rough. And there's places that I've been I'd never go back to, 'cause there's things that I've done I'd never own up to. Now there's songs that I've sung should have never been wrote, times when I couldn't find the right note. But I'd drive all day, then I'd sing all night too, 'cause there ain't nothing in this world that I'd rather do. Playing in rock and roll bands is all I ever know. Out on the road, it's just like being home. And doing all those one-night stands, oh, they sound like fun to me, boy. I grew from a boy into a man, playing in a rock and roll band. Now old guitars and amplifiers, like old friends who never let me down. And every new song that I write, it's our ticket out of town. Man, there's nights I'll be out there, sick as a dog. That time in Buffalo, we drove through the fog, but we got where we was going, and we really put on a show. Man, I guess you could say we really stormed Buffalo. How about all the disappointments every time we've tried to climb up on that ladder, but it seemed as though we'd slide right back to the bottom. All we have left is our pride. But that just made us stronger, 'cause there's this burning inside. And playing in a rock and roll band, well, it's all I ever know. Being out on the road, it's just like being at home. Doing all those one-night stands, oh, they sound like fun to me, boy. I grew from a boy into a man, playing in a rock and roll band. I grew from a boy into a man, playing in a rock and roll band. Come on, folks, let's give these guys a hand for playing in a rock and roll band. How you doing? Playing in a rock and roll band ain't nothing like it. You strap it on, you get up there and you start strutting around, smiling at some folks, giving some folks the bad eye. That's what you do. What did they say? It ain't no life, but it's my life. It ain't no good life, but it's my life. Some people were born for this shit, and others do it because there are rewards. But some people were born to do it. They came out of the gate talking loud and saying nothing, strapping it on, swinging it around the room. Whoa! That's a full-grown man. Larry likes that kind of talk. How you doing? Because I'll come over there. I like how you do. I like how you're talking there, Larry. You know, sometimes when I hear music like that, you know what happened to me? I've been starting to get some type of the hungers. I've been starting to think about licking something up. And you know, when I lick something up, I don't mind licking it right off the floor. I'll pull it right out of the sky and start munching on it, because I'm crazy like that. I ain't no regular people. I'm the manful effing handful. And girls, I come on strong and stay on long. I'm a full-grown MFer. And I want to get with all of y'all. And when I get to hungries, when I start thinking about licking it up, you know what I'm interested in? Larry knows what I like. Larry knows exactly what I like. I'll tell you what I like. I like some type of cornbread. Nene making cornbread, she fried in the pan. Every time she serve it up, somebody wind up in a can. Calling neighbors and family say they wanna lick it up. Nene making cornbread, she don't ever make enough. Nene making cornbread, Ray Ray dropping by, smelling like cigarettes and French fries. Ray Ray say that cornbread, that's the mostest thing he loves. Nene making cornbread, she don't ever make enough. Nene making cornbread, Lucy gonna stop with a jar of the shine and a liter of pop. Lucy takes she hungry and it's gonna get rough. Nene made the cornbread, but she didn't make enough. Ooh, ooh, she don't make enough. Ooh, ooh, she don't ever make enough. Ooh. Cornbread, you can smell it in the kitchen. Cornbread, folks are finger licking. Cornbread, sure enough, delicious. Lady making cornbread, Ray Ray took a bite. Lucy slapped stupid, then they began to fight. Then Lucy shot Red cause he wouldn't share the stuff. Nene made the cornbread, but she didn't make enough. Nene made the cornbread, that's what they told the cops. Judge said Nene guilty, just let Lucy walk. Said, cornbread so good it's a crime you can't stuff. Nene made the cornbread, but she didn't make enough. Now Nene make a cornbread at the penitentiary. Ray Ray in the ground, and Lucy walking free. And the warden tell the guards to watch the crimies at lunch. Cause Nene make a cornbread, that bitch don't ever make enough. Ooh, ooh, she don't ever make enough. Ooh, ooh, she don't ever make enough. Ooh. Cornbread, you can smell it in the kitchen. Cornbread, folks are finger licking. Cornbread, sure enough, delicious. How you like that? How you like that? Sure enough delicious. Cornbread, sure enough delicious. Eyes, sure enough delicious. Cornbread, talking about some corn. on! Hey! Come back home. Well, well, well. How about Mr. Larry Seifert licking it up on the keys? 88, he got 88 of them. And he uses almost every damn one of them. Almost. You use them all, you're just showing off.
I didn't use this one.
Why would you? That was fun, some fun shit, right? I started slobbering, and I'm almost ready to start smelling myself. I've told the folks that watch the show that it ain't a gig until I can smell myself. Because when I smell myself, then I know, you know what we're doing? We're bringing it. We're festering. We're bubbling under. We're making shit happen out of nothing. How you like that? How about Larry Seifert's licking? Now I'm all excited. Oh, before I go any further, I want to thank Harry Bottoms for doing the shows he did with us. He did about 8 or 9 of them, and we're going to have him back again. And, boy, we loved having him work with us. He was delightful. And I really enjoyed his cowboy sidekick approach to the gig. Because he was right there. He was like with the greatest cowboy sidekicks, like Tonto and Gabby Hayes. You know, every great cowboy had a sidekick. And Harry tuned into that shit really well. How you feeling, Tom?
I'm feeling good. Hey, there's people at the Starlight.
Is there some hunchers, munchers?
There's
late for lunch?
Jay, Mike, and Gina are at the Starlight.
These are my people. This Gina, she's an Italian girl.
Yeah.
And she is phenomenal. I met her before the Starlight, but I started to get to be knowing her during our Starlight years. And every time I'd see her, it put a smile on my old face. And she introduced me to a gentleman named G. Glenn Green, a very wonderful stained glass artist from over in Regent Square. Our folks at the Starlight, you know, the Starlight is our home away from home. And I think about the relationships that I developed there. And Larry does too. You know, the people that we met and the folks we've been knowing from there, and how it became like a family of folks together. How cool is that, right? I don't think you could like that any more than I do, because I like it a whole hell of a lot. I mentioned Harry, and I thank him for his service, and I think of when he comes back with us, what he will bring. You know, I wrote that song. Larry, you haven't even heard it. Remember, I wrote a song when Harry was working with us called Harry's Hideaway. And it's about all the guys that would go on to Harry's house on Wednesdays. My friend Dale, who's phenomenal, my friend Brother Ron, and Harry would get together on Wednesday, and they still do. And they have a little chaloon. I like every goddamn thing about it. I just do.
We do. We do too.
How you doing?
Buddy, we do too. But we gotta get the F out of here, right?
Yeah.
We got a night to go. We gotta get the F out of here.
I'm thinking about a song I wrote a few years ago that actually had a great life at the Starlight. It's a little thing called Game On, Larry. It's a really fun piece of meat. Larry's going to kick it with us. You know what happened? When I do it, I did it like in my primitive keyboard style. I struggle to make it sound a little bit like the MGs of the Booker T fame. When I played it for Larry, you know what Larry did? Larry took it up time, and he gave it a little Stevie Wonder treatment. How you like that? And you know what? It came to life a little bit, and I think you're going to dig it. It's a little thing called Game On. Features Larry's. There you go. What do you got, 10, 11 fingers? I don't know. Go ahead, lick it up, baby. How about this brick? He make it feel good. Barry said, man, didn't know it was the juice. Man said, Barry, you ain't telling the truth. Game on. Game on. There's a lie being lived. Something gotta give. Game on. She said, Pete, you gotta come clean. You've been betting on the big red machine. Game on. Game on. Game. There's a lie being lived. Something gotta give. Game on. Jerry said, Joe, what I did to them kids wasn't right. Joe said, it's all about the blue and the white. Game on. Game on. Game. There's a lie being lived. Something gotta give. Playing out liar's game. Lick it up, Larry. I like how you do. Give me one more of those. Come on! Get out your chair like you just don't care. Juice said, Johnny, the glove don't fit. Johnny said, Joy, you must have quit. Game on. Game on. Game. There's a lie being lived. Something gotta give. Game on. Check this out. The Donald said, I'm gonna build us a wall. Said El Chapo, gonna pay for it all. Game on. Game. Game on. There's a lie being lived. Something gotta give. Game on. Check this out here. Bill said, Hill, I ain't no part of that mess. Hill said, Bill, you left the proof on her dress. Game on. Game. Game on. Game. Hey, there's a lie being lived. Something gotta give. Game on. Hold that one. Game, game, game. You understand a groove like this here? Makes me think of an old bar down in Braddock we used to go to, Larry. Cool Charlie's High Chaparral. It was right next to Up Jumps the Devil. Talking back in the 70s. Remember when porno music was always just an organ and a drummer that was a little bit out of time? I love that sound. People used to smoke cigarettes while they was talking and having whiskey and water. Ginger ale and whiskey. Rum and cokes. Mixed drinks. I remember back in the 70s, I used to play in these lounge gigs. They used to drink Harvey Wallbangers. Give me an effing break. I'll come over there. I was talking to a guy the other day. He talked about his first mixed drink. It was actually Vinny Mad Dog Lopez from out in New Jersey. He said he brought a guy named Bruce his first mixed drink. And I thought about my first mixed drink when I think I was 16. I bought it at the latest club up in New Ken. And you know what I got? A slow gin fizz. And when I think back to that now, I think the bartender should have reached across the bar and just slapped me out of my chair and said, now get the hell out of here, you little monkey. I don't know what I'm talking about. Playing our liar's game. Hey, you guys out there, sing it with me. You ready? Real easy and sexy like this here. Playing our liar's game. Well, here we go, Larry. Playing our liar's game. Game. Yeah, baby! You know what I liked about that? Every goddamn thing. Let me straighten myself up. There I go. You know, I didn't slobber too much on that, and I like to commend myself for that. I'm very proud of that. You know, I was talking to my friend Sherry Richards the other day. You like Sherry. You know you like Sherry. Who don't like Sherry? One of the things about Sherry that always fascinated me was Sherry likes hairy bottoms. You like that one? I think it's kind of great. But I was talking to Sherry about a musician who I didn't know, who she knew pretty well. And I asked her about him. And I said to her, what's this cat like? Is he cool to work with? She goes like this. She says, he's so square, he tucks his shirt into his underpants. And then she went like this. Ha, 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 ha. And she laughed like a studio wrestler. And at that moment, I knew again why I had always liked Sherry Richards. What do you think? Am I nuts? He's so square, he tucked his shirt into his underpants. You like that shit, right? Hey, you guys can use that line if you want to. You want to? You can use it. Tucked his shirt into his underpants. You know, we're going to talk about wrestlers a little later today. Tom, are you fascinated by wrestlers? Do you have any type of fascination with wrestlers? Not really? Have you ever spent any part of your life thinking about donning the tights?
Not significantly.
Not a significant amount of time. Not a significant amount of time. You know, Larry knows this. I used to work as a midget wrestler with McKeag. Me and McKeag worked as I was the man for the handful, and McKeag.
Was it a tag team?
It was a tag team, yeah. And it was McKeag was big, tiny, little, and I was the man for handful. And let me tell you something: chicks are all about some midget wrestlers. They are there. They just are. I don't know why. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think it was gonna like spice up my love life. But you know what? When I put on the tights, god damn, shit started flying all over the place. And you know what? If I wasn't this old, and if I wasn't starting to ferment, I'd go back into the midget wrestling business. Tom, and I'd take you with me. And you could be my midget wrestling manager. Me and McKeag. And then you know what you could do? You could have a little baton that you could hit us with. You come out in the ring when if we weren't doing good in the ring, you'd come out and then you start hitting us with this little stick. And you say, get back in the corner. And then you'd grab McKeag and throw him out there. He'd get his ass beat. Then you start beating him with a little stick. Are you starting to get into wrestling now?
Yeah.
I knew you would. I knew you had it in you. Not everybody wants to don the tights. You know.
Who was the hillbilly guy? Somebody hillbilly.
Hillbilly Jim.
Hillbilly Jim. I backed him up once. He did a singing thing.
Larry has touched greatness. And it wasn't the first time Larry touched greatness.
Hey, once you back up Hillbilly Jim, I mean, there's nowhere to go from there, right?
Just down. Well, Larry's backed up just about everybody. I don't know if you guys know this. Larry, whenever the folks in town started doing all the doo-wop shows that ended up becoming Time Life specials and on public television, Larry did about 5 or 6 of those, right?
No, I did a dozen.
He did it. He did an even dozen. Dozen. There's a dozen and a dozen. He did a dozen. I'd say that when my teeth start falling out. He did an even dozen and played with everybody. You know, a lot of people that you played with in those shows, I played with when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Little Anthony.
Little Anthony.
You did Little Anthony, right?
Yeah.
I backed him up in, I think it was 67 or 68. Might have been even 68 or 69. Little Anthony and his Imperials. You know what he said years ago? He said, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa bop, shimmy, shimmy, bop. When I hear that song, you know who I think of? Moondog. And you know what else I think of Moondog? Speaking of wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, Moondog got his name from Moondog the wrestler.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he's such an idiot that when he was playing in a band, and he needed to get guitar picks, so he went. I think he was probably at pianos and stuff, and he ordered guitar picks, and they would put your name on it or put whatever you wanted. And they says, "Well, what do you want to put on your guitar pick?" And he didn't want to put his real name, so he said, "Put Moondog," because he had been watching Moondog the wrestler. And that's how he became.
I don't remember Moondog the wrestler.
Yeah. Do you remember one of my favorite wrestlers? Tom, you might remember him. The Junkyard Dog. The Junkyard Dog had one of the greatest power moves ever. When he'd be being interviewed, he would start seeing like bugs and flies circulating around himself. So he'd be talking to you, and he'd see a bug, and he'd go, like out of the blue while you're talking to him. He's like... And he would like bat away flies because he was the Junkyard Dog, because all the flies that would be flying around the junkyard. Great move and a signature. You know, every wrestler needs a signature move. George the Animal Steel. Remember what he did?
No.
Tom, do you remember? Jesus Christ!
Tell us what he did.
I'll tell you what he did. Now, you know what he did? He would go like this here. He would get in real close and he would start chewing on the turnbuckle. And signature move, power move.
He got that from you, didn't he?
You know what? I didn't think you remembered that. I thought you were drunk that night. You know what? Okay, he stole it from me. But you know who my favorite wrestler? I mean, of course, Bruno Sammartino. Talk about. You know, I mentioned my friend Shades, and I used the word chesty. But how about effing Bruno? He was so chested. He wasn't a tall man. He was a wide man, a broad man, a thick, muscular hunk of Italian meat. Came over during World War II. His mother smuggled his ass out the country.
He almost starved, right?
Yeah. A Mussolini. Mussolini wanted to put him in the goddamn army. He was just a baby. His mother snuck his ass out over the mountains, over the river, and through the woods.
Into the Pittsburgh Hills.
Into the northern hills of Pittsville, Pennsylvania. He became a friend and a compadre of Chili, Billy, effing Cardilli. He became the favorite wrestler of Ringside Rosie. How about Izzy Moydell, the referee? You remember him?
Yeah.
You're damn right you do. Izzy Moydell. How about Pie Traynor? Pie Traynor was a former third baseman for our Pittsburgh Pirates who went into the advertising business after his baseball career, and he worked for American Heating, and he would do their commercials, and he would say, "Who can?"
American.
How you doing, you brickhead, you son of a bitches? Yes! Yes and yes.
What about Terminal Stair?
You know I met Terminal Stair.
And Stefan the Midget.
Was a friend of yours.
Yeah.
They used to party together. Stefan was a good cat, man.
Yeah, he was.
And once again, Stefan would be living proof that chicks like little people.
I witnessed that.
Stefan didn't go nowhere without having a couple of bitches on his arms. They'd be looking up at him he would go pimping into a room. Pimping! Guys 2-3 times his size would look at him and go, you know what? I wish I could be cutting his grass. Because Stefan was doing shit right. He was making shit happen. Love it. But I was going to say, my favorite wrestler there, and you might remember him, he's from the 80s. Besides Bruno, I mean, I want to talk about, Larry, you know, a wrestler that I really liked a lot. You know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Randy Macho Man Savage. Yeah, oh yeah. And Macho Man, I think Randy was Italian. I think his real name was Poffo.
Poffo.
Poffo. I'm not sure, but I think that's what his name was. So I think Randy was, he had at least to be a halfie. And
Happy.
he was a halfie. And the crazy thing is, when I didn't realize it, when I first saw Randy, what he was doing, where he got his act from. Did you know where he got his act from? Tom, did you guys know? What Randy's act was, could he be like this? Yeah, man. And he'd move his lips. What he was being was a steroid guy. That's what you act like when you're on steroids. It makes your face go like this, and you move your lips a lot. And it's like being high on the powder, only it's worse.
So that wasn't an act. He was actually doing.
Well, I think he made it an act, but he was probably hanging with other cats who were doing steroids and watching them and watching himself in the mirror and went, yeah, man. And he became that guy. But you know what scared me? I thought about it, and because I used to know some cats who were doing steroids. And what I realized, at the time, a lot of people were doing the powder. And I noticed this. The powder made everybody addicted and made everybody crazy. But steroids was like double whammy. Because you had that drug feeling of the powder. But you also you got high from the way it made your body look. So to kick steroids was a double whammy, because you had to deal with the physical side of it and the visual side of it. I don't even know why the hell I'm talking about this, but that's something I know about. You know why? Because I was hanging with cats that was doing that shit. But Randy Macho Man Savage, he had this allure, this way of making you never take your eyes off of him. Yeah, man. He wasn't the biggest wrestler. You know, he was probably 3 or 4 inches shorter than Hulk. Did you ever gig with Hulk?
No.
But you backed up Hillbilly Jim?
Yeah, it's the only one.
What instrument did you play?
I played piano.
Piano?
He played guitar.
And Larry,
I don't know who else was playing. It was in the decade.
For a gig or a song?
No, it was for a gig.
And he was the act?
Yeah, he played guitar and sang, and he just did Hillbilly. He was Hillbilly Jim.
Did who else?
He came out with his bibs on, you know.
How much did you love it?
Hillbilly hat.
Did you love it?
Oh, it was cool. Yeah, it was easy too. You know, he just did simple stuff.
And who was in the band?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was quite a while ago.
Did you play sax or harmonica with him?
No, I just played piano, I think.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm touching greatness tonight because I'm touching and playing with a guy that actually had the wonderful opportunity to perform with greatness. Hillbilly Jim. On the decade stage where Bobby Boyer was buried underneath. How great was that stage?
And where is Hillbilly Jim now?
Where's he working? Probably Vegas. Probably out in Vegas. Right? Like they said in The Godfather, he's banging cocktail waiters 2-3 at a time. How you doing? Hillbilly Jim, where are you? I wonder if he was from West Virginia. You know, my old lady's from West Virginia. She's my hillbilly queen. I'm going to have to ask her if she knew him. Maybe they went to high school together.
Ron Scala in our audience said, I made Bruno over 100 belts.
And he's not making that shit up.
And
100.
champbelts.com.
Yeah. Ron Scala is a guy from Swissville over by my old studio, Woodstock Avenue. And he, Champ Belts, he has a business down in Rankin making the belts that wrestlers, mixed martial arts, boxers all use. In fact, I have one upstairs. I'll bring it down next time we do a show so you can see it. And they're all beautiful You know, he's put belts on some of the biggest champions in the world. Mixed martial arts, boxing, wrestlers. He made Bruno over 100 belts. And you know what? You know what happened over top of that belt there? The chest. Just think if he took a lungful, his massive Dago chest, hairy like a gorilla. Oh, phenomenal. Just a sight to behold. That wonderful Pittsburgh icon. Moondog, not Moondog the wrestler, but Moondog the guy who stole his name from a wrestler.
Wonderful Pittsburgh icon.
Speaking of Pittsburgh
Moondog's
icons,
a Pittsburgh icon.
he wants to do things to promote Bruno. He wants me to write a song for Bruno. And I want to. You know, I wrote a song for Mazeroski. Wrote a song for Roberto Clemente. I've been working on writing a song for Josh Gibson, the great Negro League ball player. And, you know, when people say, well, who is Josh Gibson? I'll say it. From what I've read and what I've learned, Babe Ruth was the white Josh Gibson. That's how you say it correctly.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth, that's you. Who was Josh Gibson's? Babe Ruth was the white Josh Gibson. Josh Gibson was the powerful power hitter, great catcher, one of the greatest baseball players ever lived.
Is that the Homestead Grays?
Yeah, and I think it's the Homestead Grays. It was one of the Pittsburgh teams, but I think
There were two. Huh?
that we had two Negro League teams in Pittsburgh, so we were at the forefront of that whole scene. And I'm just starting to read about it and find out how great and cool that was. When I think of if I could take myself and put myself into another life, what would that life be? I think of being a guy that would hang out at the Negro League games and also be a part of the jazz scene when the jazz scene was developing and these amazing artists were playing in shithole bars, drinking whiskey and water, having a couple of ciggies, and every once in a while a saloon out behind the joint. Those to me are the most romantic times in the history of our country. You know, that Negro League era and the culture that went along with it and the jazz scene that went along with it. All that, to me, is the most fascinating part of our history of this incredible nation. And okay, so I'm a nutbag, but that's what snaps my girdle. Ooh, that felt good. So Ronnie Scala, let me blow you a couple kisses. You know, I know Ronnie Scala. I know his brother. You know what his brother's name is? Vinny. You know, me and my old lady, we went to a restaurant a month ago, and we walk in the door, and Vinny is sitting at the bar. He's like, and I come walking in, he goes like this, hey, holds up his wine glass, and gives me a, how you doing? And I look, my old lady goes like this, looks at me like this, says, I know that guy. She says, you know everybody. And I said, I know, I'll be cool. So we went and sat down, and by the time, you know, we had our coats off, Vinny had sent, there was a drink sitting in front of us. He sent it over. You know why? Clash. He's got class. Lived on Woodstock Avenue. We lived on Waverly back in the 70s when I was young and pretty. Vinny, he ain't a tall guy. Ronnie will tell you. He's short and thick. And he's a concrete man. A stereotypical, perfect Italian. Just like Ronnie. You know, there are a couple of the brothers there, the two of them. Phenomenal. Swissville, I'm talking about Swissville's finest there. Hey, let's do a number.
Which one you want to do?
I got a song I'd like to do with you.
Is it a song
I'm gonna
about
do
Is it a song about a city? City?
a shitty.
A city?
No, Larry, I want to do a song with you that'll give you a chance to piss me off.
Good.
I want to do a song with you that brings out the anger that I have sometimes. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
It's a song called Dance a Little Closer. And we had talked about at the end of this song there might be an opportunity
Oh, I got you.
to do something
It's cold.
for our special audience.
It's cold.
I'm going to cover it up. I don't want anyone to see it. Hey, let's do a song I wrote for my mom and dad. For my mom and dad. We've done it before on the show. Did it with Harry. And I think you guys are going to like it. It's a little thing called Dance a Little Closer. 1, 2, 3. I can hear the music play. All the people start to sway. Deep inside, I feel an urge to hold you close to me. All the magic of a dance land night. You and my arm just feel so right. Jitterbugging the night away. And then you hear me gently say, dance a little closer to me. When we move in two-part harmony, all the world starts to glow. So dance a little closer to me. The sound of laughter fills the air. Friends and family gather there. I look around a crowded room and you're the only one I see. And I know the words we said at night we're gonna stand the test of time. Together when we're old and gray. But when we hear those wedding bells play, dance a little closer to me. When we move into our harmony, all the world starts to glow. So dance a little closer to me. We danced when the rain was falling. Danced when the blues came calling. Closer and closer yet. And we ain't through dancing yet. Now all our children grown and gone. You and I were not alone. And looking back through all these years, you're still the only one I see. Now I know we must have been a sight on that magic dance land night, jitterbugging the night away. I still hear the music play. Dance a little closer to me when we move in two-part harmony. All the world start to glow. So dance a little closer to me. Dance a little closer to me. We're the rhythm and we are the melody. High and low, fast and slow. So dance a little closer. Dance a little closer. Dance a little closer to me. How you doing? Here we go. Larry Seifert, ladies and gentlemen, on the goddamn. How you doing over there? Yeah, baby. Romance, it ain't dead. It's alive, living, and breathing right here at East Side Sound. You know where? On the Norman Nardini shoe in black, white, and red. Oh! You know, you guys know how I feel about the goddamn. But you know what? Sometimes Tom, I have to admit sometimes I like it. And I don't like admitting that because most of the time I don't. Because you know what I like? I like a tenor saxophone. I like a baritone saxophone. In other words, I like when the balls are dragging on the floor. That's what I like. And when you got a drummer banging, bass player laying it down. But in a little atmosphere like this, just us together, so lightly, poetically.
Flutifying.
Flouting. We're flouting our flute. We do this because we can. And you know what we hope? We hope you sons of bitches enjoy what we do. And if you like what we do, tell your friends. If you don't like what we do, tell your enemies. And let them watch us and we'll torture them for you. Because we got skills. How about Larry Seifert? You know what I'm going to say for Larry Seifert today? Applause, applause, applause. And there I said it. Hey, I want to mention a friend of a lot of ours. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. A lot of the rock and roll people, all of the city people, the punkers, the rockers, the Southsiders, the city folks from Oakland. Gentleman, a friend of ours that grew up in the Oakland gang, passed on yesterday. Bobby Lamondi. Ain't no one didn't like him. Ain't no one nowhere didn't like him. And I just wanted to mention that because I got a heart. And I got love in that heart. And I know that whole gang. And I'm picking my pick. Bobby leaving us is what's up. And but I also know the gang that he hung with, and I can think of a couple names right off the top of my head that he will be meeting. Gentleman named Ray. Gentleman named Taz. And a big chesty buck of a boy named Tommy Osh. All good kids. And rock and roll people. And we miss them, we love them. And there you go. Sons of bitches got me crying. Let's talk about wrestling. No, man, I just had to say it. And Bobby, we love you. And we hate seeing you go. Because rock and roll people, I don't know if they're making them like they used to. And Larry will tell you, Tom will tell you, we lost a lot along the way. And losing Bobby at that young age, 52, 53, when you get to be, when I think, if I had gone at that age, how much life I'd have missed. God damn it. My life opens up every year wider. And I seem to get more out of life. So it makes me sad when I think of a great one being lost early. Because I know that if you can find a way to navigate your way through this shit, your life can open up and it can get bigger and better. I put up a post the other day and I said the 4 kinds of people in the world there. You know how I talk about that?
4.
Yeah, 4 kinds. Hunchers.
Oh, yeah.
Munchers. Late for lunchers.
What's the 4th one?
Panties in a bunchers.
That's a new one.
And the one reason I like saying it is because I just love the word panties. Let me hear you say it.
Panties.
Panties. Tom, can I hear you say the word panties?
Maybe.
But not tonight.
Anybody need a couple drinks?
Not when the camera's on.
A slap on the ass and a couple drinks? Come on, give me panties.
Candy.
There you go. I mean, is that the greatest word ever?
Jeez.
Well, I put that post up on Face, and then a couple of knucklehead friends of mine put up some others, and two others that I thought were interesting. Crunchers, and another one I really liked. Counter punchers. Oh, how you doing over there? Talking shit. You know, the best thing about talking shit, it's free. You don't get a bill in the mail for using these words and for having fun with them. There's no one that wants to account for your use of them. You can spend them freely, and there's no bill that comes. And that's what the thing about talking shit. It's an art form, Larry. Well, you know. And no one sends you a bill. And if you can find greatness and fun in the spoken word, then you know what you're doing? You're getting a whole lot out of this life. And that's what I'm trying to do with my time that I got here on this planet, that I share with these wonderful, wonderful people. We got some music we're going to play today. You know, I had talked about that one number I wanted to do and send it out to all the crazy bitches. I mean girls in our society, in our world, and how much we as men, and me as a former man, how much we love them, and the way that they are. It fascinates us. It breaks us down like little monkeys, and then we have to deal with ourselves. And Tom, I'm going to use a double D. Do you mind if I do it? A double D? Larry, do you mind?
No, go
Dark Desires. I'm going to have to sit my old ass down to do it. So I'm going to move over here a little bit. And I do this because I don't have a strap on that guitar. I swear to God, I'm going to get a strap on that guitar. But I'm always saying I'm going to do shit and then never get it done. Just like this fantastic Norman Nardini shoe sign. 6 months I was going to get it done. But you know what? If I hadn't got it done when I was thinking about first starting to do it, I wouldn't have had the situation that I had with such a wonderful artist to make it happen so fantastically. So sometimes it's okay to drag your ass through the mud. Send this out to all the ladies, especially my sister, Dustpan Annie, who everybody knows, and everybody that knows her thinks a whole lot of her.
Is this about the crazy ladies?
Yes, Larry. You know how we like them. Oh yeah. How you like that? Let's see what we can do here. How you feel?
I'm good. I'm cold.
One more time. She don't like nobody. You can't tell her a thing. Leaves are changing colors. She'll tell you that in spring she crazy. Tell you 1 and 1 is 3. She crazy as can be, the same kind of crazy as me. Well, this time these dogs and her brother, they'll talk to the brother no more. Her ex got a PFA on her. She fought with the neighbors next door. She crazy like a monkey in a tree. She crazy as can be, the same kind of crazy as me. Well, she crazy, certified crazy, got the evil eye. She crazy, last time I was in jail. Crazy, bitch wouldn't pay my bill. She crazy as can be, the same kind of crazy as me. You wanna lick this up? Come on! I like how you talk. You must know that girl. I know you do. Hey, hey. Make you feel good from your nipples to your knees and all points in between. This time we fight with each other, gonna hear us all over town. When we make up in the bedroom, I'm picking up what she's putting down. She crazy, makes love passionately. Hey, she crazy as can be, the same kind of crazy as me. Sing it with me, Lawrence. Well, she crazy, you know she is crazy. One eye boogies, she crazy, out of control, crazy. She's still on parole. She crazy as can be, the same kind of crazy, same kind of crazy as me. Well, she crazy as can be, the same kind of crazy as me. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 yeah. Well, she crazy as can be, the same kind of crazy as me. Hey, 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 hey. How you doing? That's a good song to dance to. You know, I dance like this here, I get real loose. You know, you see me work, Larry. See, I go like this here. I'm like an old dump truck, an old jalopy. I start moving it and swinging it around. I put a big smile on my face. Thank you, Lord. Make you feel good. Just like that. You're watching the Norman Nardini Shoo! How about Larry? Ain't he something? When he brings it to the people, they feel it all over. Love it! So Ronnie Scala called in. Swissville boy. Who else you got over there?
Oh, lots of people.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah, lots of people.
You got anybody that
Larry
hasn't...
Seifert is watching with you.
Oh, he's watching? I was hoping he was paying some kind of attention. Do you have anybody that's called in that hasn't spent time in prison? Probably not.
You have to ask them.
Well, Tom, it's not polite to ask. It's just not polite. But, you know, you can usually sense it. You can feel it. We got some good songs to play. You know what I was thinking about doing there?
What?
A song I haven't sung in a long time. Wrote it back in probably 1989. 1989. Probably wrote this. And I wrote it. just because it happened. And then a few years later, after a lot of time had passed, and I started having a lot of friends that were struggling, and needed to know that there was someone there that knew how to love them up. Sick and tired. Sick and tired, y'all. I changed the words a little bit from the first time I wrote it because I wanted to fit a certain need that I thought society might have. And you know, I'm always concerned about society, right? You know, and isn't every clown? Yeah. Lick her up. Go ahead, snap your fingers. Come on with me. When I woke up this morning, I made up my mind. I'm gonna take all my troubles, gonna leave them all behind. 'Cause I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of bitching all the time. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now I'm getting on with my life. Hey. Now I've got answers to the question, what's so wrong with being me? And now I can look into a mirror, and I'm not afraid of what I see. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've turned the corner in my mind. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now I'm getting on with my life. Hey, through tribulations and trials, I heard the call of the wild. But I'm okay now, got through it somehow. Now I'm living in the moments, got no goals to chase, getting mine one day at a time. Seems like I found my place. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. No more wasted days, wasted nights. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now I'm getting on with my life. I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired, I'm getting all my life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Sick and tired, I'm getting on my life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired, I'm getting on my life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're singing with me here. I'm sick and tired. Hey, sick and tired. sick and tired. How you doing? How you doing over there? Because, you know, I'll come over there. You think I won't come over there? I'll come on over there! That's the kind of hunter I happen to be. How about Larry Seifert tinkling the keys? Oh, 88 of them. Most 88 of them. I told you before, he hits them all, he's showing off. That's bullshit. Yeah, man. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Been ripping that number for 30-some years. 30 effing years that number has been touching people's souls. What do you think? You know you like it, because I'll come over there. That's some deep shit. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm the manful handful. The guinea with the goddamn skinny. Tom the Greaser, who's a what? The Greaser, who's a what? Lady, lady, please. He says that depends. I ain't wearing no depends. Not yet, anyway.
Hey, I'll stick up for him. Because I don't know what to say to answer to that. Because
that's quite a question.
It's so beautiful that you leave it on a note that it's like.
How you doing?
You don't know what exactly. I know. You don't know what the fucking answer.
We ripped it to you.
Okay.
We stuck it to you.
Because that's yesterday. I don't know what to say. Am I dead?
How you doing?
It's a pretend.
How you doing over there? You know what?
No, there's no answer.
I want to do a song for my father. And for your fathers too. You know, if your father was a great one, I want to do it for him. If he wasn't, I want to do it for him too. Because you know what? He was still your father. And if he didn't love you up like you thought he should,
making this a joke?
What are you going to do? You know, you got to throw that love back. One way or another. This one, I haven't been doing this one for 30 years. But we've been bringing this around for about 8 years, Tom. No, it's been, you know how many years it is? It's over 10. It's 11 or 12, because I wrote it right after my father passed.
Is this a real one?
It's killer tune. It's called The Tree.
That means I can...
And, you know, I tried to write songs for my father when he was alive. And I wrote 3, 4, 5 of them. And none of them were any good. But as soon as he passed, I remember, so I was sitting at the dining room table, which I don't usually sit at, and I wrote it at that table. I wrote it. I says, I'll never forget where I was sitting when this came to me. And it really made me feel good to be able to write the number that I had been trying to write for 10, 15 years before that. So sometimes, you know what? You got to wait and you got to work towards those moments. A lot of guys, they write songs and they write it just to write it. And then once it's done, they think because they wrote it, it's a good song. But that isn't how shit works. You know, just because you wrote it doesn't mean it's good. And doesn't mean that it can get inside the hearts of other people. You know, and the only way to find out if it gets inside the hearts of other people is to drag your ass out onto a stage and perform it and watch their faces and watch their bodies move. You can, when you write a song, you can tell the way someone's body moves if you're reaching them, if you're touching them. And if they're not reacting the way you feel that they should, then don't be mad at them. I used to play with guys that always say, that audience sucked. And no audience sucks. It's your responsibility to find a way to move them. And that's how you look at it when you're a true clown. I hit one there, didn't I? I think I just hit one out of the goddamn park. Boom!
Maybe.
Check it out. It's a thing called The Tree. And I wrote it for my daddy. Arthur, Lincoln, Desio, Andrew Diamundo. It's Arthur, Lincoln, Andrew, Desio Diamundo. Larry knows it. Feel it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. I ain't no no better than my daddy was, just a chip off that old block. From the simple way that he lived his life to the working-class way he talked. Thought I knew better when I was a kid, but I was so wrong. Daddy let me make my own mistakes, standing by me all along. And my old man was a one of a kind, and I get a smile on my face every time it comes to mind. The kind of man he was, that's the kind of man I need to be. And this here apple didn't fall far from the tree. I learned the things that my daddy knew the hard way, just like him. By going to work, never giving up and standing for something. Daddy said the devil doing $dollar bills and he gonna try and buy your soul. And I give up chasing that buck. Daddy didn't raise no fool. And my old man was a one of a kind, and I get a smile on my face every time it comes to mind. The kind of man he was, that's the kind of man I need to be. And this here apple didn't fall far from the tree. Sunday afternoon, still a game. I'll be hanging on every word he say. Swearing at Bradshaw every time he threw it. I was learning who it was, and I didn't even know it. Ain't no better than my daddy was, and that's alright by me. Daddy stood tall, never seen him fall when I'd get up off his knees. Time goes by, seeing him and me, more and more for sure. Growing up to be my father's son, right down to the core. And my old man was a one of a kind, always a smile on his face and a twinkle in his eye. The kind of man he was, that's the kind of man I'm gonna be. And this here apple, this here apple, this here apple didn't fall far from the tree. Far from the tree. Arturo! Here's a kiss for you. You know what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, man, Arturo. My old man was really something. Every time I think of him, I think of him sitting at the kitchen counter there. A couple 4 or 5 empty Iron City bottles. Shot glass sitting right beside his bottle of Imp. And you know what I'm hearing? Marn. That's a one syllable word. Marn. Hearing Marn on the radio.
Marn.
That's how you say it, Marn.
Like Iron City Beach.
Yeah, Marn. Exactly. You know, when we used to watch Steeler games, like everybody else in Pittsburgh, we shut off the sound to the TV, and we turned on Marn on the radio because we wanted to hear him call the game. So you had the TV on, but you had the radio on as well, so you could hear Marn call the game. That's being a Pittsburgher. Let's do a song that's filled with romance. Would you like that?
Yeah.
You're a hopeless romantic, right? Well, I'm more hopeless than romantic.
You might be. I'm more of a cynical romantic.
I have to think of a song for that.
Cynical.
A cynical romantic. Maybe that'll be the title of your book. But I'd like to send this out to anyone here in our wonderful audience that ever fell whole hog in love with somebody. You know, when you fall in love, there's only one way to fall. Whole hog. You know what I'm saying? You know, or you're not in love. If you're not whole hog in love, you're delighted by someone. You're interested in someone. But when you fall, and I mean fall, bang! That's falling. When you fall,
Whole hog.
you fall whole hog in love with someone, and that dominates.
Is that like a West Virginia saying, whole hog?
It's like one. I don't know if it is one, but it's like one. It could be. And I'm gonna have to ask some of my West Virginia friends. Now I was talking messaging. I'm real modern. I message on Facebook now, private messages. You know, because this is. And we were talking. You know what we were talking about, Tom? We're talking about some shine. You know about some shine? And this is a great one. Check this out. I got a buddy who is an undertaker, and he also makes shines. So in other words, when you're alive, he embalms you. And when you're gone, he embalms you. You know what I'm saying? How you like that guy? You know, above ground, underground, he's in your system. Ain't that a man? Wrote this about 1990, 91. It appeared. I like when things appear. It appeared on the Breakdown in Paradini album. You remember Breakdown in Paradini?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people call it Breakdown in Paradise. I called it Paradini. And if you looked on that album cover, which was shot by my wonderful friend Pam Bryan, who lives in Squirrely Hill, she shot the cover. And if you look in the back of the picture,
Squirrely, man.
great word, right? Squirrely. If you, Tom, you can say it like this: squirrely. See, I have to get away from people when I say squirrely. I love when I do that. But if you look at the back of the picture, you can see the roller coasters of Kennywood up on the side of the mountain across the Monongahela River. And you can see my dog Buster, who had 15 years of bliss. He was my first dog that I really knew. And I mean, we had dogs when I was a kid, but I didn't know how to love them as a child. But when Buster and I got together, I learned what it is to fall in love with a dog. And every time Buster appeared on that album cover. He also appeared on This Old Train album cover. You know any dogs that have been on a couple different album covers, Tom? Celebrity dogs. You know.
Can't think of one.
That should be a new TV show. You know, they have the Masked Singer.
Celebrity dogs.
Celebrity dogs. That would be my TV show. And I would be at one of the dogs. I would want to wear a dog collar and be led around on a chain.
I can see you in a dog collar.
Larry, you know what I'm talking about. You know me, so you see it, right?
Yeah.
Here's me eating dinner off the floor.
I
Right?
I think you're meant for that, Anthony.
Going out in the yard to take a leak after lunch, I mean. Okay. Well, when I wrote it, also when I do this song, I always like to mention that my friend Mark Stutzo, it also appeared on Mark Stutzo's first solo album, Rock My Soul. And then it appeared again, as happenstance would have it. I should have never said that. That was stupid. I didn't say what I just said. But it appeared again on a Nighthawks album. Do you ever, anybody that can't say the word album, they say album? I love that. I love when people do that. So it appeared on that album, a Nighthawks, a Stutzo, and a Norman. And I've heard it sung by Stutzo, myself, Sherry Richards, ha, 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 and Whitey, Clyde Cooper, who I never liked. He wasn't good when times was good. But he was there that time Harry took a piss in the hotel closet. So, and that, I hold that dear to my heart. You know what? Tom, you do have friends like that, you know, that were there for the greatest moments of your life. And, you know, you might not even like them, but the moments that you shared, they live. And that's what I'm talking about. Hey, this is an all skate. Remember all skates? When people would go, you know, my dad could roller skate. And my sister was a little girl. He would take her to the Chess Arena roller skating rink, and they would skate. And, you know, if you knew my dad, you wouldn't think of him as a roller skater. You'd think of him as having a couple of irons and a couple of belts, a imp. But he would roller skate with my sister on Saturday afternoons and stuff.
Was he good? A good skater?
My dad was athletic. Mm-hmm. He had, his body was coordinated. You know, he was a jitterbugging guinea. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. Kennywood Danceland, when it was popping, all them guineas was jitterbugging the night away. Like Sam Cooke talked about, twisting the night away.
Jitterbugging the night away.
They were jitterbugging the night away. Twisting, jitterbugging. I'm telling you, And my mom, Nardini, 100 pounds of Italian dynamite. That's how they'd introduce a midget wrestler, right? But I'm telling you, talking about my mom, 100 pounds of Italian dynamite. Nardini, all them little Dago boys, checking that out. You know what I'm saying? But my old man, he's the one that needed his ass kicked. So he's the one that ended up with her. The other guys, they couldn't take an ass kicking. My dad and my dad's mother knew he needed his ass kicked. So they made sure that he had a woman throw a boot up his giggy hole. That's a Pittsburgh word. That's not a West Virginia word. They don't use the word giggy in West Virginia.
No.
Where do they use it? Right here.
Pennsylvania.
Pencil tuck. Let's try this song out. I haven't sung it in a while, so I'll probably hit a sour note or two, but who the hell gives a damn, right? It's me doing it. So, you know, you overlook my shortcomings. I said shortcomings. I've never said that word before. And I promise, Tom, I'll never say it again. Right?
We'll hold you to that.
Do it. If I do it, I want you to come over and just slap the shit out of me. Say, you little greaseball, you promised. Ollie used to say that. Remember Ollie?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I knew his brother, too.
JR.
Yeah.
When we took Ollie to Florida with us, and Ollie would go, yes, Coles, we're going to Florida. And he says, when we get to Florida, Coles, will you take me to see the movie Scarface? Because the movie Scarface had just come out, and he was attracted to anything that was like underground and crazy. And he said, come on, Coles, you promised we'd see Scarface. And he'd want us to go to the movie theater. And we're like, dude, we're on the road in Florida. What do we want to go sit in a goddamn movie theater for? But you promised, Coles, you promised. He died in Giant Eagle out in North Hills in the meat aisle. He died right on the goddamn floor of the meat aisle.
How'd that happen?
He had heart.
Yeah.
But he was one of us. One of us.
Did he end up with meat sweats?
How about meat sweats? Who was it that would have... Oh, Texas Tex. Oh, I got it. What's that, Tom?
How about a song?
Good joke.
Let's do one.
Meat sweats, meat sweats.
The Meat Sweats. I got to write that song. Meat Sweat Blues. Do you mind if I write that?
No, go ahead.
It's funny, but it's...
Here it comes. It's a little thing called
it's
3
appropriate, but it's not.
times you're full, baby. Get over here. 1, 2, 3. If I'm a fool for loving you, I've been a fool so long. And if it's true what they say about love, it just keeps on getting stronger. The first time you hurt me, I thought I would die. The second time I broke down and I cried. Third time you hurt me, I played it cool. I guess I'm 3 times your fool. And if I knew that you'd found another, baby, I'd just play along. I blue. Ooh, long though I will suffer until you found your way back home. First time you hurt me, I thought I would die. The second time I broke down and I cried. Third time you hurt me, I played it cool. I guess I'm 3 times your fool. And oh, I know you feel the same. Way down deep inside, and I still feel the magic. Yes, I do. When you're standing by my side, I'm your well, 3 times your fool. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Well, 3 times your fool. I'm your fool. Get over here! Ha! 3 times your fool. I love hearing Stutzo sing that hunk.
He kills it.
Stutzo, you know what he does to that song? He takes that song, drags it on the floor, starts kicking it, spitting on it, punching it in the gut, and it put a boot right in his ass. That's what Stutzo does with that song.
And turns it into magic.
Yeah, he does. He really does. And in fact, one of the first times I heard Stutzo sing, I heard him sing a song on a Jimmy Thackeray album. He was playing drums for Thack. And I was at Moondogs. And Jimmy used to always play at Mooney's. And Stutzo did 20 years as Thack's drummer. Kind of fantastic, right? And I heard this song, and I said to Moondog, I says, what the hell music is that? Who is that? And he says, oh, that's Jimmy Thackeray. I says, that ain't Jimmy Thackeray singing that shit. He says, that's his drummer, Mark Stutzo. And I was like, dude. I says, do you know that guy? He says, yeah, he's from West Virginia. He's a good friend of mine. And I says to him, would you introduce me to him? And he said, next time they come to town, I'll hook you up with him. So when they came back, I met Stutzo. I says, hey, let's go down to the basement and have a chaloon. We went in the basement and started talking. I says, dude, I like the way you sing, man. I got some material. And that was the first song. I says, I want him to learn 3 times your fool.
Yeah.
And he sings, he still sings. The Hawks still do it in their shows. Fantastic, right? Love it. You know I do. There.
10 lovely minutes left.
How you guys feeling out there in the land of the internet? Live streaming. Here's me. I live stream. You know, I'm really with it. Larry, and Larry's live streaming too. He's with it.
I'm trying to learn how to do it.
Well, I think you've...
I'm trying to learn from the master.
But you know what? Larry has played with everybody. Give me 5 people that you've played with that you liked, that you enjoyed. On them big rhythm and blues shows.
Oh, jeez. I'm like...
Give me 2. Give me 3. Tree. You got Tree? Everybody.
I'm senile. I can't even think of people's names, so don't ask me that.
All the doo-woppers. Did you ever play with that big nosed dago from Jersey, Johnny effing Maestro.
No, he
brings
was
his
on
own
the
band.
shows, but he brought his own band. Yeah, he was amazing. His voice was incredible.
I had a buddy that knew him, Frankie from out in Jersey. He knew Johnny Maestro, and he's the one that sang the Brooklyn Bridge. I heard I heard you're getting married, and he also sang 16 Candles when he was in that group.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
It wasn't by. It was a group's name. I think it was called the Crests. Tom, do you remember? Yeah. Remember the song 16 Candles? And when you sing it with a lisp, it gets better. Did you know that? Well, you do now. We're gonna do a song that I wrote about the time where we live. And at one time I thought maybe it could become a theme song for Pittsburgh and for the people in our time who, like myself, have struggled and have always wanted to try and get more out of the town than the town offered us. But now that my friend Jimmy Sapp passed on, I don't want that anymore for this song. I want Jimmy Sapp's song, I Love Pittsburgh, PA, to be the song of our city. Because it's classy, it's ballsy, it's rat packish. You know, when I said before about what great other times in America that I loved, you know other times I love? Rat packing. Them sons of bitches did some living, they did some partying. They was people, baby. They was throwing shit around. Rat packing. I'd like to have my own rat pack today. If all the other musicians didn't hate me, I'd have my own gang of them. So I'm probably going to have to go to other cities to organize, get some other great rock and roll people to be in my rat pack. What do you think, Larry? You want in?
Yeah,
Goddamn right you
I'll
do.
be a rat.
You said it. Hey, it's a song called Pittsburgh, PA. I hope you guys, hope it snaps your girdle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I was born here, I'll probably die here. I've given my life to this town, and after all these years, seem like I'm still being kicked around. I come up the hard way, Pittsburgh, PA. I found some work here, doing my own thing. Thought everything was on time. I looked around to see where I stood, and I was at the back of the line. Yeah, I found out the hard way in Pittsburgh, PA. Here in Pittsburgh, PA, we've got the powers that be, scratching each other's backs, looking down and over you and me. Here in Pittsburgh, PA, ain't no guarantees. You can work your whole life and wind up down on your knees. Now there's changes all around me, but I'm still holding my ground. And the fact of the matter is that I'm a stranger in my hometown. I found out the hard way, that it's a long way to Pittsburgh, PA. Hey, I found out the hard way, That's a long way
Long way.
to Pittsburgh, PA. Pittsburgh, PA. My hometown. Larry put the Tweety Bird chord at the end of that one. And you know, that was the name of Conway Twitty's band.
Tweety Bird.
The Twitty Birds. Bo Sloan played with Conway Twitty.
Did he?
He was there when Conway had his episode that ended up taking his life.
Oh, yeah.
He was Conway's main cat. You know what he used him for? Background singing and piano playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was working with Bo, he didn't even play keyboards, but he moved to Nash, and I think he was playing with a cat named. Did you ever hear of a country guy named Roddy McDowell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was hanging with him and doing things with him, and ended up getting with Conway Twitty, and Conway Twitty used him as his background singer, and I think he might have even been his band leader. I mean, Bo was a good cat. He was a talented guy. He played real clean, and he never sang a note out of tune. He was the exact opposite of me. I mean, he really was. He was one tuneful little hillbilly kid. He's gone as well. Boy, we have a lot of people that are gone that we're talking about today.
I'm sorry. The show is over. Something has been going on for a while. It's not your fault. I'm actually really upset. There's a guy in here I've been holding at bay.
We're glad to be with all you guys.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry